So first off, what we have are pieces that we're going to cut out for our little tree album. You're going to come over here. You're going to have your right side, and we're going to call it a right side of the book because when you close it, it's going to be the front. On this right side of the book, you're going to have 6 options, and I just grabbed this one right here. And you're going to cut this out. I believe I used 3mm craft ply. This is the wood spine of the book, which this is the back. So when you get this, especially in Glowforge or any other cutting machine, make sure that your wood covers measure 10.75 by 11.75. Somehow I lost the point in there, but that's what it should be. Everything should be about that size because you're going to have a 3-ring binder in there, and if it's too short, your binder's not going to fit. So make sure that your size matches. I got this in millimeters. So we have 10.75 and the height is 11.7499. And some reason Lightburn will do that. And if it's 7499, it's okay. You're fine. So that's close enough to 11.75. So then we move on, and this will be your leather spine. You can use material. I bought the polyester upholstery fabric at Hobby Lobby that looks like leather, but it's polyester, and you got to make sure it's polyester because you don't want any PVC in your material. So that's what's actually going to hold everything together right there. This keeps everything firm. This holds everything together. So then the inside is a craft paper inside. And this is optional. You don't even have to put this in. I just thought it looked nice. So basically I bought 12 by 12 pieces of craft paper, the pretty stuff that you get at Hobby Lobby. Actually, I bought a whole book of it because the kind that's in the book is more of a cardstock. So a cardstock thickness works much better. And I just Mod Podged it in. That's all I did. But you got to let that Mod Podge dry really well because I'll show you what happened and why I have a really bad example to show you how to put together. So that's what you have. You have your wood pieces, you have your leather piece, and you have, or your laser bolt leather, whichever. And then you have your cardstock craft paper 12 by 12 sheets that you can cut. So let's move on, and I'll show you my really bad example how to put it together, but it'll give you a good idea. This is my really bad video. So this is how your book will lay out, just like how I have it on the file. So we're pretending. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So we have our front cover. We have our leather. I recommend using laserable leather, or you can go to Lobby and you can go into the upholstery section, and they have this microfiber material. Make sure it's polyester. It looks like leather and it's firm. Laserable leather is probably your best, or regular leather is probably your best option. Something a little firm because you don't want your book to be floppy. So yes, wood cover, wood spine, leather piece here, back cover. Let's flip it around. These are the Chicago screws right here, and you're going to want your Chicago screws to be able to accommodate without being too big for the width of your wood. I think what I used, my example pictures on Etsy, I believe that might have been about 3mm wood. And I think in the list of supplies, I probably gave the size for that. Just make sure that you don't have a whole bunch of give in that. Otherwise, your screws are going to stick up or they're not going to fit, especially when you come to your spine. So now we have a spine. See all this? This is where my Mod Podge stuck to everything and it started ripping. And I was just like, well, this is now scrap. So, all right. So we have our spine, which doesn't fit in here. This is an example. And what you're going to first do after you cut everything is you're going to cover your spine with craft paper and Mod Podge it on there if you want, or you can just stain this. You don't even have to use this. I've done it without any paper on the inside. I do like the way it looks better, and I Mod Podged it on both sides so it just has that gloss finish, semi-gloss actually. So after you stain or Mod Podge your paper onto your spine, you're going to attach your 3-ring binder. I don't have any to show you, or I would. That's why this one's missing. I used it for another project. So you're going to put it on there. Your spine is going to have a hole here and then one right below. That's where your binder is going to attach on to the one below, and you're going to attach it there. Once it's on, you're going to attach it to the leather. And if you want to glue it or tape it, you can do that also. Just double-side tape, just to give it a little extra support if you want to. You don't have to. I think I used double-sided tape. It just helped me keep everything straight while I was screwing everything on. So you'll just match up the holes to your spine, and you'll just put it on, and that'll be there. And then you're going to do the same thing with your each cover. You're just going to Chicago screw it on. And I believe I used double-sided tape just to hold it in place. And I believe I put that double-sided tape right over the holes, and then I went through with a skewer and poked through it, just to make it easier to get my Chicago screws in. And that's it. That's all you got to do. One other tip is, what I do is I stain my wood before I put it into my laser. I stain it first and let it dry. Sometimes a day, but usually at least 3 hours. If you don't let it dry good, you'll get really bad kind of smoky marks. You know what I'm talking about. So that's about it. It's really easy to put together. All right, that's it. If you have any trouble, just shoot me an email from Etsy, and I'll be happy to help you.